Mally, that's the guy's name there with the beard, and that other guy was his wife. There's McElroy. He was the chief engineer. This is the chief electrical engineer here, bending over, the fat guy. That's Mally's wife, that pinched looking kind of girl. That's McEvoy's wife on next to you. And that on the other is Jess Malden's, I guess his name was.
Joe.
That's Joe. It looks like she's after a dog or something. See his tail or kids or something. Looks like a giant spider. That's McEvoy, but back towards us. This guy on the right, he's a preacher now. He was a Pentecostal preacher then, and it was kind of a going-away party for him, I think, and that's the gifts they give him. And that other guy, that's that John Searcy, he was our chief draftsman. He was the guy that says he only ever got fired from that one job. And that's Sam Hooper, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, you took his place with a chicken leg, I think. That's McEvoy's wife in the back pulling up a soft drink. And this is the preacher looking over his gift. That's Sam Hooper and his wife Aline in the pink. Sam in the yellow walking off. That's Aline right there. We used to think she was fat. She ain't that fat. I guess everybody's so much fatter these days. She didn't look so bad there on the movie. That's McEvoy and his wife. He was the chief engineer.
Oh, what's the brand your cellar room in there?
I forget some of these guys.
No, I would never remember their name.
I remember the draftsmen more than I do the engineers.
I need some air. That smell's getting to me.
This is some kind of a shindig we had. What's the matter with you?
I need some air.
Here. This is all that money raising thing they had for the Lions Club over in the school. The guys were dancing around. Here, this is that Jess Malden. He's acted like a little boy saying a speech. Had his short pants on. This was in the school gym. I was sitting up behind the basketball bank board, I guess you call them. Taking the movies. Too dark in there, really. I think that is McEvoy doing his bit. Every now and then a guy would go running through the crowd across the stage and he'd have a piece of woman's clothing. And actually, what he was chasing was a man dressed like a woman. He'd get her bra and her pants every 15 minutes or so through the show. These guys here were supposed to be astronauts. I made that cup. Supposed to be a flying saucer. It happens to be a flying cup. Had two rockets on the side. Half a cup with a big handle outside. On the right you can see it, lower right. And these guys were supposed to be the astronauts. Looks like they had football helmets and long underwear. At this point they said flaps down and they dropped their red flap in the back. And I guess that's the end of the astronaut story. So, a lot of this, I guess, if I would have put these on film, transferred them over, I might have cut out a lot of this dark stuff that you can't see anyway. Of course, maybe on a smaller set, it might look better. On this 52-inch thing, they're pretty blurry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got water dripping in the kitchen now?
Dog.
Oh, that'll pick up.
It doesn't matter. You can't tell us now.
Rocking ain't gonna help it. Always something. Well, I guess I better catch the phone.
Somebody else got it.
That's the preacher, Bonner, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Bonner, brother?
Mm-hmm.
Methodist preacher. This looks kind of like the finale. Must have been. No, where's this? Oh, this is the way out to Arizona. Yep. That's Natalie and Joe. Painted Desert, I guess, is here in the background somewhere. Remember you had a fit because I had him standing on a petrified log and you were afraid he'd fall down off the back?
Mm-hmm.
There's my dad, Leon Jr. Well, this is that, I don't know what they call
Lava
it.
beds.
Adobe hut or something by the road.
Lava beds.
You know, the lava beds in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Black rock.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have remembered that, but you're right.
This is all scenery in California, Arizona.
I don't see the Arizona, New Mexico, somewhere in the way out there. What does that say? Kit Carson or what is it?
I think it did say something like that.
I know we used to just think
These
that's
are like people, Indians built in the mountains like
in
that.
yeah, in the hills. Indians had their houses in there. Dug them in the sand. I guess cliff dwellers. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, we left from Fort Worth and drove all the way out to Arizona.
No. We lived in
Oh no,
Shreveport.
we left Shreveport, yeah. There was an alley we can't see her. That's where we stood at the Painted Desert. That's the Painted Desert in the background there.
Painted Desert or Grand Canyon?
I thought it was the Painted Desert.
Probably the same
Yeah.
thing.
Because you rode some more then. This is a guy with sheep.
Yeah, a bunch of sheep crossing the road. They really raised up in dust. Oh, these are the copper mines, I think.
No, it's the Grand Canyon, I think.
Oh, Grand Canyon? Yeah, you're right. There's a deer now somewhere here, I think. There,
Yeah,
see
there
it?
it is, yeah.
Two of them.
These are all scenes around the Grand Canyon.
Yep. That's you and my dad. There's more sheep.
No, there's the,
Yeah, he was there blowing a horn, and that's why I fell out of the car. Cried up a storm. This was our campsite. We built a fire, and I set a can of spaghetti on a big rock next to it. My dad said, "Shouldn't you punch a hole in that?" I said, "Nah." Next thing you know, the thing blew apart. Strung spaghetti about 50 foot or more, all along one line, hanging in the bushes and everything. Luckily, none of the kids or anybody was in the way.
dark my hair is.
Huh?
How dark my hair is.
Well, probably the way the picture was taken too. Look
my
how
hair.
skinny you were, boy. Those things there must have been about 40 foot tall. If you figure you're about 5 foot or so. I had a 1952 Packard then, I think. Oh, this is in Phoenix, I believe.
Phoenix, Arizona, yeah.
Date palms. And someplace we'll probably see oranges too. Under a tunnel.
Well, here it is. Yeah, that's like, what do they call those? Arbors?
Arbor?
Yeah, that's not an arbor, but they call it, has a certain name for it.
Brush arbor?
Bush arbor, yeah.
Well,
They just took sticks and put, they just took like posts and then they put brush over the top and that'd be the roof.
yeah.
Give it a cool place to
Roadside shade.
and sit in there and have a picnic. This is all that scenery.
Well, people were in the fields picking something. There's birds. That's probably the place the guy left that whole herd of pigeons fly.
No, it could have been, yeah.
Remember?
Was that out that way? Yeah.
Race homers.
These are flowers in October in Arizona.
The bees.
This is October. That was the month we went out there. Must have been October 55. No, these are
Cactus.
flowers.
Those cactus flowers there.
Flowers, yeah.
That's a copper mine